Hey guys, welcome back. This is Rusty Nuts Garage with me, Hybridsteel, and I want to say thank you very much for all the support this series has shown. Thank you for everything, and we'll just carry on and we'll see what we can do. So, in the last video, we did the Jurassic Park Jeep Wrangler, which, I've got to be honest, when I found that at an auction and I got the tip-off for it, I was excited, because, as said, like, Diesel got hold of one, but he was given it, and then I had to go and find one, and I knew they were... It was one of those moments where it was like excitement took over, alright? Even though I had to do most of the job on my own, it was excitement. But today's video is all about this one. This is a Too Fast, Too Furious, like, replica car. It's not from a movie set, it's not anything else. We went through all the VIN numbers and bits and pieces. It actually turns out that it's just a replica, but I want to make this as close as possible. So whoever owns this car has... I would say, like, the heart and soul of the Rusty Nuts Garage, but at the same time, like, that little piece of, like, memorabilia history in their heads, like, this is to represent Paul Walker. So, that's the reason why we're doing this. This is the Evo 7. What we'll do is we'll do the standard, we'll strip it all down, we'll get everyone working on it, and it'll be all good. So, I'm looking forward to this. And if you are a fan of the films and bits and pieces, let me know in the comment section, because I've got to be honest, even though, yeah, they went really Hollywood after like the second film, genuinely I actually don't mind the Fast and Furious films. I think Fast and Furious is it's just one of those franchises. It won't die because everyone will remember how silly it got. Anyways, let's get into this now. I'm Hybridsteel. I run this ragtag garage where we fix and restore all cars, shapes and sizes. This is Rusty Nuts Garage. Right, okay, cool. So that's all the interior done. That's all of the panels off. We'll get all that repaired up as much as we can. Obviously, we're going to be buying up new panels. We did get this livery for the car. It looks alright. Not 100% sure if it's going to be any better than like the original, but we'll figure that one out as we go. Obviously, we've got to get this over the body, so we've got to strip this down first. Then we've got to get Danny to do bits and pieces. So if we raise the car up, we'll take out all the underneath. We'll get all that looked at. Then we'll go into the engine. But yeah, I just want to make this work. You know, I want to make it look shiny and new. Not necessarily looking like tuning parts or anything else. Mainly, it's just a replica car, so we're not going to go the full hog on tuning and performance. We're just going to make sure it works for whoever's going to buy this is going to have a fully working car. They could take it to a show as a replica because, as said, it's not going to have all the bells and whistles on it. I think if it came to something like that, we'd have to find like an official car, you know, which isn't easy, considering that those cars ended up, like, trashed, you know, and disappeared. But we'll see what we can do. Bad. We're getting there. We've taken out pretty much everything underneath now, which is good. As said, I'm impressed. The only thing that we're really missing is like rubber bushings, but I mean, if they were bad anyway, I'd have to replace them, so it did me a favour. It's less parts I have to worry about. So yeah, we're going to take the rest of the engine box out because we need to redo all of this, make sure this is all clean up and everything, make sure all the fuses working, so we'll put that all through electro testing. We're going to have to, obviously we're going to have to empty the oil pan because, well, if we don't, it's going to cause a mess, and that's more mess that I'm not cleaning up. That's why I hire people to do this. But the idea is to get this down and get this done quick, and the reason why is just because the quicker we can get this done, the faster we can get on to moving on to another project. But it's getting this car finished, and that's the main thing. Getting it finished is the big sort of like the thing about this one. I wanted to get this one done for a while. All the other videos we've done as a garage, they're always in the back of my head since we got robbed was we need to get this done. We need to get this done. And it's I think it was more one of like those, you know, when people talk about like the holy sign or like an omen, that sort of thing. Genuinely, I think it was an omen that this car didn't get stolen. You know, I mean, I think maybe it was good that it didn't have any wheels, because that was the reason why it didn't get nicked. All the other cars that were taken from our garage, well, from the lot, they all had fully functioning axles, and this is the only one that didn't. Maybe having that was a sign that we should do this car in memory. I don't know. I'm putting it up there. Let me know in the comment section. See, let me know what you think about that, because at the end of the day, it just something about it means that we were still able to do this car. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Whoa! That's actually not too bad. I mean, it's a little bit worn, but it's actually all right in here. We might be all right. Okay, let's drag it down. Right, we need to get the engine out, and then we'll put that on the stand for Jeff. Jeff's doing it. I'm not doing that. Not for a while. All right, pull it out. Cool, cool, cool. There's one engine. Ta-da! Right, cool. Cool, 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 cool. Right, I think it's time. This needs to go off to body, and then it needs to be cleaned. So Steve and Danny are going to be off doing that. That's going to be awesome. Pretty sure I'll leave them a post-it note attached to the dartboard, because, you know, or just put like a big neon sign above the car. Do the car. Yeah, this is going all right. It really is. I mean, this is a really solid shell as well. I'm still not sure how that's still on. I think we'll just put like a backup battery in the dash maybe, but we'll see. But yeah, this is where we're at. So hopefully this comes back and it's all nice and straight and it's awesome. We'll see you soon now, won't we? Alright, okay, cool. So while we're here, we're going to break down the suspension, break down the wheel, because there was at least one wheel, and then we can get a good measurement. I'm going to do a little bit of research on the actual like rims as well, to see, because like if we can get the right rims, then the car looks better, and just to see what everything was like. Really, as said, I want to try and get this as accurate as possible. Now, I know that the blueprint we got for the paint might not be like the best, but we might be able to flip the color a little bit. I'm not sure. It may even be better if we don't put the decal on and just see how things go, but well, we'll have to see basically. Right, let's separate the wheel, because we just got one wheel. So it's a bit of a shame we can't get the official rim, but this is, I would say this is as fairly close as I can get. It's, man, okay, so we're gonna go for an 18 set. They were 19s. Okay, so I want to bring the profile down on this a bit. So if we take a set of these, 4 of them, they were 19-inch rims, and that's good. Awesome. Right, okay, so that's all the panels done and bits and pieces. The tyres actually turned up about 20 minutes ago. So after my like morning wake up, and my brain is now like, yeah, I think I'm just about awake. We've got the tyres in. We're going to put them all together now, and we're going to see if they're going to look the right. I'm hoping that they'll be all right. Danny, actually, I better. He might still be over at the workshop. Give me a sec. Can you bring the tyres around? I want to see what they look like when we put them all together, and yeah. Yep, no, that's good. Don't worry about it, man. Just drop them around the front. I'll deal with them then. All right. Cheers, matey. Bye. Oh, how's crap. I was going to ask him to see how the frame's going. Right. Anyways, so yeah, the tyres are out the front, so I'm just going to get them now, and then we'll measure them up. Awesome. There's so the engine is completely stripped down now. It's all good. It's Jeff works so well. I mean, he's so much faster than me. There you go. The joys of life. Anyways, let's get all this repaired up. I'm going to do all the repairing today just to make sure that it's all done correctly and it's nice. Anything I feel that isn't good enough, we'll buy new parts, because, as said, I'm going to keep saying this throughout this restoration. I want this to look good. I don't want it to look crap. I don't want it to be like, well, we found a couple of problems. I want this to be as good as we can make it with the tools we have. And like I said, some of the things on this car aren't going to be like the thing that we would add to it. But if there's a way of making it better, then I will, basically. Oh my god, this actually looks really nice. Look at it, it's so straight. So according to what Steve was saying, that around here in the rear, all of this underneath was like rusted up so he's had to put like all this in. As you can tell, the different colour in the bump in the back end here, this like split. Basically, this all had to be taken out, putting a new one in. They've had to tub the back of the car again. Even he doesn't know why it doesn't turn off. So we'll have to have a little play around in the electrics as well at some point. Hopefully it's just like there is just a backup battery, but he's not sure. But yeah, this is looking really, really class. Steve done a bang up job. Amazing. Fantastic. Right. Now we got all the stuff. Okay, so the seats I wanted to use on this, they wouldn't fit. So we went back with a standard like bench, which is all right. It's just I wish we could customize this. If there was something else, if I could take this to a shop where we could do the upholstery, where we take this seat and then change the colors, that would be perfect. Hint, hint, yes. And yeah, but that's looking. I'm going to be honest. That is as close as I'm going to get. These seats are actually really cool. Very close to what they were actually used. I mean, the ones that we used were a Ricardo, or is it Ricardo? They were a Recaro seat, but this is the closest that we can get hold of, unfortunately. So yeah, it's not too shabby that. Right, we're gonna have to buy a load of. I'm gonna have to order in a load of body panels. So I'm just gonna go crazy and just buy everything. Here we go. We've put the back wheels on. We've put all the stuff underneath on. Now we can't actually put the front wheels on until, and if you look at this, I'll show you now, because as you can see, there's no actual like join. Right, the reason why is because we actually have to physically put the gearbox in first before we put the front wheels on, because they attach to the axle and everything else. Normally, if you're just doing a wheel job, it's fine, you just take the wheels off. But because we strip the whole car down, we have to do this all back normally. So we're going to drop this car down now, and I'm going to get the guys to get over and help me put the engine back in, and then we can carry on putting the car back together. And it's all good. Right, so Steve can get the crane. Me and Jeff will pull the engine. All right, Steve. Yeah, dude, can you get the crane? We'll get the engine. It's all good. Don't worry. It's all right. Well, this is pretty much done, and it's all good. And it's, yeah. Well, right, okay, cool. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. It's most appreciated. Alright, so the engine block is in and actually looking pretty damn nice, which is awesome. It's good to hear. Right, so we need to put all the bits and pieces back in now. Then we need to put the gearbox in, then we need to put the front wheels on. Right, there you go. So that's just all the main sections put onto the car. As you can see, it still looks a bit naked because we haven't done all like the panels. We're doing now. Danny's just undoing all the bits of plastic just to make sure we got all the right parts before we actually put them on. Because if we find that we haven't got the right parts, then we have to send them all back before we put them on, because they don't really like scratches, you know. So that all has to be done as well. One thing I was a little bit disappointed was we couldn't get the aftermarket spoiler, which sucks. So we're just going to use the old Mitsubishi spoiler that came with the car itself. The downside to that is it sort of takes away from the car, and you know, it'd be nice if we had like resto mods, that sort of thing that we could actually have in the game. Hint, hint. Wink, wink. Say no more. Hopefully, you never know, things like that might actually get added into this whole thing at some point. Right. Then we go and find out where the parts are, and then we'll go for everything was there, and it was all good. So final, well, this is the final step before we go and paint. So what we need to do is we need to put on the things that I feel that would sum up this car properly. Now, I bought in an entire new kit for this car, and it's one of those ones where we sit there and just go, maybe this one will be alright, maybe this one will be alright. But I sort of tried to go as close to the film as possible, because It has to look the part, doesn't it? It just has to be. Yep, this is the Rusty Nuts Garage. Yep, you break them, we buy them, and then we sell them. Yeah. We've just done a test drive on it. It's all working. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this car. We've tried to make this as close to the car from Too Fast, Too Furious. So, almost the same color paint, almost the same color, like everything. We've tried to get it as close as possible. Obviously, like, resources limited, you know, it looks good on the inside, man. I mean, the seats are the seats are as close to the seats that they were used in the films. We've tried just to make a replica car. Basically, this was a replica. It wasn't used on sets and stuff. But yeah. There is, like, the spoiler we couldn't change. We couldn't find the aftermarket parts purely because they're not available. Yeah. But apart from that, yeah, the car is good, man. If you want to come down, have a look at it. We've put it up for 100. So if you come down, have a look and see if that's what you're expecting. As said, we've done a lot of restoration work to this. Everything is new. Everything is clean. It drives perfectly. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It's even got a dump valve in it as well, so it makes that noise every time you change, like when you're changing up. Yeah. It is a solid car, and I think if you're a fan, cool. So if I genuinely think, and this is like not tooting my horn at all, but I mean, I think if Paul Walker was to see this, I think he'd buy it himself. In all fairness. All right, I'll see you in a bit then. Thank you very much. Awesome. Okay, so it's sold basically. This guy's going to come down and have a look at this, and I know that he's not going to leave without it. We've put it up for 100,000, mainly just because everything is clean, new, replica style mod, and it's almost ideal, isn't it? So yeah, hopefully this will sell, and it's all good. So cross your fingers, guys. Cross your fingers. Get in. There we go. I'm sending this off now. The invoice is going through. The guy was so happy he took it away that day. He took it away as soon as he came down. He looked at it. He knew that we couldn't do certain things, but he was so happy with it. Like, as everything was clean, everything was good. I'm glad we did this. It's been awesome. And yeah, so I'm going to be on the lookout for a new project. I'll see you all later. Bye bye for now.